When it comes to celebrating big moments, BK
At Guillory Chiropractic.
When it comes to celebrating big moments, When it comes to celebrating big moments, BK Distributors has you covered.
And good evening, football fans, and welcome out to Firehouse Subs here on Kaliste Saloom, where it is time for the Pelican Sports Report. I am Doug Gann with 446 Sports and delighted to be here. We are brought to you in part by the Leleux Group. If you're looking to buy or sell or any of your real estate needs, check it out at acadianaishome.com. And we're certainly grateful to have them on board, as well as some others that we'll talk about tonight. But even more delighted to have the Tigers of Breaux Bridge in the house tonight. So, Coach Tyler Pierce, welcome aboard.
Thank you for having us.
Look, this is a good group that's out here. I know it's homecoming. I know it's tough to get away because there's still a lot going on, but a lot of young guys out here. So great to see them out.
Some hungry eaters.
Look, I've seen that. They got quiet when the food settled in, and maybe we'll talk to them some about that as well. But tonight is all about Breaux Bridge and the Tigers and football and what goes on down in Breaux Bridge. And so we're just going to jump right into it, Coach, and talk about the city and the atmosphere and the school. Tell us a little bit about Breaux Bridge.
Well, to even start with it, with me not being, born and raised from Breaux Bridge, the reason why I've made it my home is just the community. It's the way of life. It's a very family oriented. It's a very spirited group. Whenever I was in high school, take for instance, there was people that followed, in Natchitoches Parish, but
right.
You come down here and they can tell you this running back played in 1997 against Week 3, and they can tell you how many yards he had, and they can tell you which side of the which end zone they scored in,
right.
And it's just, you're talking about a passion and a way of life that, for me, I'm jealous because I'm not a part of that. One thing that I'm jealous of my kids of is that they're born in Breaux Bridge, but I mean, it's everything why, my whole passion, my whole mission, besides, being a husband and father and a teacher and stuff, is getting this program back to where it's at. And, it's not an overnight process.
Right, that's correct.
It's not. And, for everything that we do, there's a sense of purpose. There has to be the little things matter, and they matter all the time. And, that's those are habits that are built in, and those are habits that have to be developed and followed daily. And we're just not a team that can that can say that the little things don't matter on Tuesday, because
Right.
that we find out that when they don't matter on Tuesday, then it flares up on Fridays.
Yeah, look, there's no doubt about it. There's a process to all of it, too. How difficult was it? You know, you talked about not being from here. How difficult was it coming into it? Because this along this I-10 corridor, it is a tight group. No matter what faction you're in there, it's tough. So how has that been?
Well, for me, Coach Paul Broussard was the head coach whenever I came in and,
Right.
and gave me the chance. And, and I'm so appreciative of him, because without that phone call, it's crazy how life kind of works. But, for me, I was the north of I-10 guy. With you coming down, I mean,
Look, I'm telling you, I'm a Yankee.
you're sitting in it.
There's
Yes,
no doubt.
yes. And so with that, the first thing is it took some years, and which, of course, for me, I mean, that's all in good fun and everything. But, the one thing that I really kind of wanted to set my sights on where I was at was, where do I see myself in 10 years?
Right.
And Coach Paul was, I mean, just a defensive mastermind and just a great coach, great person to be around. And, being able to learn from him and get that chance for me, that's what started the passion of Breaux Bridge, and then learning and being around all the people from people in the community and everybody that's a part of like our QB club and outside of it. It started something internally that it's like, man, you don't really know until you kind of nosedive into the situation. And for me, that's why I knew, even whenever I left for Karen Crow and I left for Church Point, we never moved.
Right.
5 minutes. I mean, I was driving 20-something minutes to Karen Crow. That's not a bad drive. 45 minutes from where we lived, the back roads to get to Church Point for Coach Poole and everything there. I did it, but we weren't moving because I knew at the end of the day, this was a task that I want. And, the Coach Pauls and the Terry Martins and the Chad Porchos, everybody else that I've been under, TC over there at Karen Crow
Right.
and Gavin and all them, to me, I learned what it takes. And now it's just making sure, though, that, I can't go away from the plan. It's sometimes it's easier said than done.
Look, but that's so good to see, and that's what that genuine passion that you have for the program. I know these young men, and we'll talk to a lot of them before the night's out. They see that, and that's important to them, because one thing they can sense is someone that's not genuine. And so bringing that to them, that's what's going to build that program back through the years.
It is, and to me, and not to say it didn't work in the old age but you have to, you have to have the trust of the kids.
Correct.
And the perfect balance that I've always kind of felt like is, how much do you put on a team? And one biggest thing is you might treat a team that's full of 3-year and 4-year starters differently than you would maybe a younger team. And where we look at this team is there's a lot of people who are playing or a part of it that were not on the team last year, whether it be freshmen or coming out to play, and some guys stepping up and asking a lot of. And it's where that every rep matters, and every rep has to be corrected and fixed, and just making sure we're not making the same habits. That's the part where I can't wait to see kind of what our story is towards the back end of this season.
And look, that's what's so cool, because you've learned, and you and I talked off the air about it too, so much in that big week 2 come from behind win that you guys had, and where your mindset there was, and then of course a couple of weeks go by and it's a different mindset that all gets you ready for district.
It does, and and that's that's really our calling card. Is for everybody else. A lot of people have 5 teams, 6 teams, 17, 18, 19 districts almost
Right.
throughout the state, but we're in a very small district one. So for us, the way we set up 1 through 5, and then of course, we have homecoming this week, and then you flip it around, and then you have we have the Bulldogs and defending state champions, and you got that. So for us, it's but that's what starts the district play. There's your rivals, and we have so much football to be played to write our story. And, I think the VC was, again, it was when we look back on film, we shot ourselves in the foot, and we felt as though we put ourselves in a situation we had to come back. But to us, we really should never have been put in that situation. And then St. Martinville, and then last week, it's a little bit, and that's all on me. I mean, at the end of the day, it's I've got to make sure that their heads, everything is right, that us, we have everything tightened up on things. But it's all the fun part in coaching, and whenever I think this is a week that we can showcase some things and do some things, kind of maneuver some personnel and just get the pieces right for when district comes.
You talk about the personnel and all that. Let's jump right into that too. Some of the key returners that you had this year. Again, I know we talked about it off air, but let's get into that.
Well, there wasn't a whole lot of returners. We have 11 seniors, so just starting with the senior leadership and everything. And we have a couple that are here, like Balin Champagne, running back, linebacker, special teams. We have Christian Joseph, who one of the biggest things whenever I came in was it was no longer I play O-line or I play tight end. No, if you play O-line, you're more than likely playing D-line. If you play in there and to ask these guys to do it. But for me, it's not about just the numbers. It's what makes a better football player. Well, what makes you a better corner than also being a receiver? And so now whenever we say inside leverage, and you would think sometimes we don't, but when we say these little cues, they can see it from both sides. And but we had Christian Joe, we've had Isaiah LeBlanc, who stepped in. He's kind of been a person that's all over the field for us, played some free safety for us, especially around with St. Martinville. I think he ended up with about 11 and a half tackles back there, and it was one of the reasons why I kept us in the ball game. And as far as some of the other guys we have Shawnee Lewis is another kind of outside linebacker, running back. And but when you start looking at the core group, especially Luke Landry, he's one of them that's on the O-line, that's always kind of been this O-line guy that plays D-line. And those guys coming back from last year were so crucial for the senior leadership. And then all we did in our eyes is get better, because we have Kanan Ardwan, who's stepped up as far as quarterback roles and punting and doing everything for us. And he was just on the baseball team last year, And so you're talking about a guy throwing in the mix, and love him to death. And so glad he took that leap of faith, because you're going into your senior year and you're basically saying, all right, well, it's not necessarily that we'll see what happens. You thrown in the fire from spring.
And it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. And then, we had some other guys. We had this Blaine Saunier, who is he's about 6'5". Not sure where he's at weight-wise, but in the threes. And he's somebody that would eat a large sandwich for sure and still be hungry like me. But he's, those are guys that we needed. We knew we needed numbers, but we needed value at some very valued positions.
But Coach, that's one of those things. I don't think at any division, select, non-select, whatever it is, any team can be successful without recruiting the hallways, because there are going to be people that really didn't have a desire or a thought that they were going to play football, and you got to go out and get them.
And it's one of those things that a lot of times when you have a lot of change, whenever, like take for instance the seniors that graduated last year, they had 3 head coaches out of the 4 years, and for me it was, these are the rules that I had. I was a late hire, and so, even for a few that they came back this year, but it might have been just the way that my rules for summertime or some other things that was in it. And what I'm so appreciative of is they could have got upset with me. They could have said, Coach don't like, but all they did was put in their time, and they would see me in the hallways, Coach, win spring. And then spring comes, and you're like, well, I hope they're out there. And luckily they are,
Right.
And they're still with us, And like even the track kid that we have, that's Arkel John Baptiste, is, it's kind of like some much needed speed that we've had. And again, a senior stepping in, and really hadn't played until since his freshman year. And of course, your freshman year is such a
It's a
such
blur
a
anyway.
Exactly.
There's so much that changes between then, mentally, physically, everything.
Yeah, exactly. And but just a lot of the seniors, and even for one of the seniors that's here, Miles Renard. I mean, this is a guy that worked his tail off in the spring, and so for him, he's had a lot of success kicking. He can kick the ball far. He's done a lot of things kickoff wise. I mean, he's a weapon, and So those are all the things, though, that even whenever you start stacking the seniors and you start looking at even from the kicking position, though,
Right.
I mean, it's a strength. I mean, we've had, I mean, we've had two straight games basically with getting onside kicks, and it's hard to get one a season, and so say we went back to back. That's tough. Now it's almost harder for me to say kick regular than it is anything else. But I know I can't be that greedy.
Well, we've seen offenses that have gone around that where they don't kick, they don't punt, they don't any of those
Correct.
things.
I remember the Wolves high. I forgot his name.
Andy Boone.
Andy Boone.
Andy
I remember
Boone
he
did
was
it.
one.
Yep, sure did.
Yep.
Coach Bachman's dad up at John Senior would do that where he was at Calvary, and they just took all of that out of there and went after it. But that's a whole different thing.
Oof,
that's the one thing that I've noticed out of all of the teams. There are certain similarities, but there are so many different players, and you wouldn't think there could be that many takes on even running the veer. They're so differently. The spread offense, the RPOs, they're run differently everywhere they go.
It is, and it's weird how you can go on one side of I-10. So take for instance when I was at Church Point, it's like, man, we got another wing T team this week, but then you play and you go to defend these. And take, for instance, Eunice will have a completely different one than Rain. And then Rain would have one that's completely different from, let's just say, Crowley,
Right.
And so for us, you go on the board, and I feel like even as DC, you're talking to them, and they're probably like, do we have to wing T? But it's like, no, we're not playing wing T, we're playing Rain.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're
And that's
playing
gonna be a difference, yeah.
And they know, kind of like with Eunice, and especially when Coach Trosclair and all them, there's all this little shifting. I call it the little Matt Canada kind of thing. It drives us crazy, but it's kind of like you're ready for it. But then you go play again, like you say, you play a totally another wing T. They don't shift, but they do something. And even for Kaplan last week, one of the biggest things was they're normally under center and they're coming right at you, and then now. Their coach has done a tremendous job with, just weeks before the season getting his head coach, but now they're more in the gun, and it changes the thought process. You used to kind of think they're downhill, and now you have to protect backside because he might keep it, and then you also got to protect the backside for RPO. So now it's these different layers, and with this, it makes it tough.
We talked to a coach just a few days ago. And after the game was over with, and he won by 3-4 touchdowns, and just has this look of frustration. And he said, Doug, it's just hard to win a football game.
It is, and I think that's even for what it takes is sometimes it can be tough as a coach. It can be tough as a player because you feel as though sometimes you've given everything and it's right there, and it just kind of gets snatched away. And that's what I loved about the VC game, though, is that, and I reiterate to those guys, to have confidence in it, because you're talking about a very good team, and to say within 5 minutes you're going to go from we could have shut it down, said maybe next week, and instead you find a way to keep going. And and those are the things that we have to grasp. It's not those bad plays. We just have to stack the good ones and bring the confidence behind it, because winning is hard. It's unusual, and sometimes you can get in a program and you're winning all the time, and all it takes is that one little cycle or some little or whatever, and then everybody's out of sorts,
As long as you're dealing with 14 to 18-year-old, it's going to be there's so many variables, and there's so many more distractions nowadays than there ever were.
Absolutely. And really, one thing that I kind of had noticed from my change from whenever I started coaching high school, especially as an assistant to now, though, is just I felt like they would always stay at the field. They always had things to do, but then now it's just easier to be led away from it, So instead of putting in some added work on the field, or they're out there all day and we want to go home and see our families, we're like, y'all
just go.
Y'all just go, but now it's a little bit more, social media and different things, but it's a blessing and a curse. And one good thing is where our team is at. I really love the kids that they each have their little personality, and whenever they leave practice. Now, I might not know everybody's situation,
Right.
but as far as just, worrying about, I hope they're not getting in trouble besides TPing during homecoming week, I don't really say I go with that fear. I always say a special prayer and just whatever for the kids, and you want them to go home safe and come back safe, and but that's what's good about this group. It's a good group of kids.
How has homecoming week been? I know that coaches love it and coaches hate it in the same exact week.
Yeah, this is one of the few times where I say I think it's good timing. Besides the staying out and all the other foolishness and everything, whenever you kind of had a rough 2 weeks that I easily think we can dig ourselves out of this Friday, I think it's good to have a little added flair and a little something within the hallways.
Right.
If it was just a regular week, it's tough, and I think here it just brings a little bit of calmness. I was talking to one of the guys today, and, it's like it feels like we're 10 games in, but we're really not. But if you only look at it, technically our only home game, we can say that we're undefeated right now at home. So let's keep defending our own turf, and then let's say, hey, let's go take somebody else's turf away for sure. But, that's one of the mindsets of it. And it feels like it's a long season, just like the LSU games and everything else. And you look at it and you're like, and we're not even halfway through this thing yet.
That's exactly right. Well, we're rolling through this one, so we're going to take our first break. When we come back, we'll go and we'll visit with some of you guys that have made it in here. We'll talk to as many of them as you'd like to do.
Perfect.
We'll do all of that. This is the Pelican Sports Report here at Firehouse Subs on Kaliste Saloom. We are brought to you by the Leleux Group. Again, AcadianaIsHome.com for any of your real estate needs. We'll be back right after this.
Here's your Beal and Hebert starting lineup.
Lance Beal, Turling's Catholic.
Kenny Hebert, Catholic High.
Stephen Williams, STM.
Don Connett, USL.
Alan Haney, Catholic High.
Gabrielle Romero, Sacred Heart.
Beal and Hebert, Acadiana's hometown lawyers.
You can start a rewarding career as an emergency medical technician sooner than you think. The National EMS Academy, a division of Acadian Ambulance, can train you in just 12 weeks at their campuses in Alexandria, Baton Rouge, Covington, Lafayette, Lake Charles, New Orleans, and Thibodaux. Students who complete the class and pass the National Registry exam are eligible to work for Acadian Ambulance. Classes start soon. Learn more at becomeamedic.com.
For over 40 years, Tim's Southern Air of Acadiana has kept homes cool, safe, and running strong, day or night. From expert air conditioning services to dependable whole home generators, our certified team is always ready when you need us most. We're not just technicians, we're neighbors who care. Southern Air of Acadiana. Let us bear it. Call 337-339-9661 or visit timsac.com.
Home isn't just a place, it's where life happens. At the Leleux Group, we've helped families take that first big step and then the next. From starter homes to forever homes, we're here for the moments that matter most. Because the best real estate experience doesn't just find you a house, it helps you build a life.
At Guillory Chiropractic, we offer a variety of services to help you feel your best. From chiropractic adjustments for back pain relief to prenatal care during pregnancy, our team is dedicated to providing personalized treatment plans. We also specialize in sports injury rehabilitation and can assist with post-accident recovery. Whether it's routine checkups or specialized care, Guillory Chiropractic has the expertise and compassion you need to achieve optimal health. Contact us today to schedule an appointment at our Lafayette or Church Point.
When it comes to celebrating big moments, BK Distributors has you covered. From eye-catching fathead decals and senior banners, to custom cutouts that bring your favorite faces to life, we help make memories larger than life. Cheer loud and proud with hand fans and personalized signs, or honor achievements with awards and trophies that shine just as bright as the people who earn them. Whether it's for your school, your team, your business, or your community, BK Distributors delivers quality, creativity, and service you can trust. BK Distributors, where every moment deserves to stand out.
we're back to Firehouse Subs here on Kaliste Saloom. A little bit of housekeeping on there. We will be in the Karen Crow location next week. We're going to go out there and be there, but we'll be back here for a couple of weeks after that and bounce around. But we're very grateful to Mike and Heather Pitts and all of the folks here at Firehouse Subs. You know, the ones in Alexandria and Pineville are all under this umbrella, the one that's in Karen Crow, the one that is here on Kaliste Saloom, and the one in New Iberia, and also Monroe, but we won't make it up there. But we're here with Coach Cormier. And, Coach, a lot of different hats that you wear there at Breaux Bridge. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, I'd like to thank you for having us, first of all. But I'm an assistant football coach, head baseball coach, and AD.
Right.
I've actually been there 27 years.
Goodness gracious.
I student taught with Coach Mike Moad in 1999, and I was lucky enough, the principal called me in and asked me if I wanted to stay there, and they had a job opening, and I stayed there, and I've been there ever since. I've had one job, and kind of the AD job was probably more by default. Coach Kyle Cormier ended up moving on, and there really wasn't anybody left, so I was kind of just appointed the AD. And also, I was his assistant for 23 years, and I've been the head baseball coach going on 4 years now.
Well, look, that's one thing that Coach Tyler talked to us about was that it's such a family. And we see this in all the communities that we go to. But there's something about I-10 and below that is special. And we joked about me as being from Alexandria, being a Yankee. Anything north of I-10, it's tough. How was it bringing somebody that was really out of the area in?
Well, it was an easy decision for me. He was the first person we called.
Right.
And at first, he didn't give us a yes, but I called him 4 or 5 times, and I wasn't going to take no from him.
Right.
It was going to have to be a yes. And it obviously helped that he was there years before.
Right.
And he kind of knew the tradition of Breaux Bridge High School. And I think the coaches that have been there a while are all on the same page with Coach Tyler. We're just trying to bring back that tradition. But like you said, it's not going to happen overnight. And we realize that, and it's a small steps.
Look,
we got to enjoy the small wins.
Let's talk about that a little bit, too, because that's what these shows are about, is just getting more into the tradition and the heart and soul of a school. So someone that's been there 27 years now, tell us a little bit about the tradition of Breaux Bridge.
Man, when you around the state, when you say Breaux Bridge High School, the football program was top notch, and obviously it started with Coach Mike Moad. He was just, there were some hard-nosed players, and I remember Coach Moad every 2 years when they'd have to make a schedule.
Right.
It was a tough time.
Tough to find folks.
Nobody wanted to play us. No one. We wasn't fancy. We had about 60 to 70 kids, but there were some hard-nosed kids.
Right.
I guess if anybody would say it was physical.
Right.
Breaux Bridge High School football was physical, and the community was great, and obviously it was great for me because I'm still there. Right. You know, and I'm proud of that. I've had one job my whole life. It's been at Breaux Bridge High School.
That's so awesome. Well, then it's a special time for you this week of homecoming week. Take me through a little bit of that and how it is seeing folks come back home to Breaux Bridge.
Yeah, you know, this, especially on the Friday night of the homecoming game, you see a lot of people you haven't seen before, and especially, you know, a lot of players that have come through the program since I've been there, and it's always a joy to see them come back, and we're just trying to put a good product on the field for them to be proud that they came to Breaux Bridge High School.
What's the atmosphere like there on a Friday night? I know you said you guys have had one home game on there too. What's it like there?
When you win, and it's very exciting.
Right.
I can remember years ago, you know, we'd play the Cecilias, the St. Martinvilles. They'd have barricades around the track, and that's at 6:15 the stadium's packed, and that's
great.
You know, it's exciting for coaches, but I think it's more exciting for those players to be able to see that.
Well, they give back a little bit of what the fans are giving them too. There's no doubt about it. These programs that we see that have that rich tradition on Friday nights, I think the fans are feeding off the players the same way the players are feeding off the fans.
I definitely agree, and we can kind of, this year, like Coach Tyler said, the VC game, I thought was, especially when we came back, I thought the fans were excited, and more importantly, our boys were excited.
Right. Well, looking forward to some great wins, some more, and this tradition building back up what it is. He speaks very highly of the senior class and those that are coming behind that too. But, Coach, I want to appreciate you for stopping by the table and visiting with us a little bit too. We're going to jump in and talk to some of the players as well. But best of luck to you the rest of this season, and we may try to come down here and catch a baseball game too.
That sounds good. I appreciate it.
There
Thanks
you go.
so much.
Coach Cormier joins us here. AD, head baseball coach, assistant football coach. We will be back to Firehouse Subs on Kaliste Saloom. It is the Pelican Sports Report. I am Doug Gann on 446 Sports.
Central Louisiana. This is your home for live sports action. From the field to the court, 446 Sports delivers the games you love with expert commentary and passionate coverage. Cheer for your favorite athletes and relive the moments that define our community's spirit. Our sponsors keep us in the day. Together, we bring you the best in local sports coverage. Join the 446 Sports family today. Watch, cheer, celebrate. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media. .446 Sports, where Central Louisiana comes to play.
And we're back to Firehouse Subs here on Kaliste Saloom. It is Breaux Bridge Tiger Night homecoming week, and got a couple of the players with us too. We're going to talk to several of them tonight, but go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Balin Champagne, I play running back, and I'm a senior.
Okay.
I'm Kanan Ordway, I play quarterback, and I'm a senior.
There you go. Look, I'm glad I've studied a lot of these pronunciations on names too, because it's difficult on me, but I've got them on there. There you go. So tell me about how special it is, homecoming week, and as being part of the program, what does this week mean to you guys?
It means a lot. I've had 3 homecomings,
Right.
but my senior homecoming is definitely special. I'm hoping we get the win Friday and get to celebrate after.
There you go.
Same for me. I'm really wanting to do it for the community, especially it being homecoming and everything.
Look,
Very important.
Something special about to playing there at Breaux Bridge. I mean, your first game, you guys had that big comeback. Take me through a little of that VC game, because that was a big game. I mean, you guys you battled and you did it right there at the end of it too. Take us through that.
Yeah, it was a close game, and through the entire time we kind of let up a little bit in the second half, but we just never stopped fighting. We been, but we didn't break, and we came out winning.
Right, feeding off that home crowd that was out there. Tell me about that.
Oh, it was crazy. They really sparked the flame for us.
Look, that's just good. What are some of the memories that you guys have in the time that you've been there? It can be football. It doesn't have to be football, but something that's a memory on your time there at Breaux Bridge.
Well, the VC game definitely has to be the greatest memory I've ever had. Best one I've ever been a part of.
There you go. What about you?
Same for me.
There you go. So this year has done that. All right, very good. What do you take out of, okay, and it's 2 different lessons learned. The week 2 lesson, when you had the big comeback, you learned that, hey, if we all rally together, we can do that. These last 2 weeks, difficult weeks on there. Absolutely. What do you take as we go into week 5? Because we're nearing the halfway point. So what do you take from what you've learned week 1 to now into week 5 and beyond?
Well, we really got to keep the energy up
Right.
during the game, and just stay sound in everything that we do, really. And, yeah, it's really.
What do you think the one thing that you've probably learned these 4 years, these 4 weeks, say, look, I didn't know that I needed to pick up on this, but here we go.
I think the main thing is practicing hard. This week we really had a chip on our shoulder, so we've been practicing a lot harder, I find, and we're really playing for something Friday.
Look, as the upperclassmen on there too, how important is it to show the younger guys that, hey, look, this is what Breaux Bridge football is about?
Well, it's very important. We have a lot of young guys on the team, so I mean, our seniors have to try as hard as they can to develop these players and show them true leadership.
There you go.
Yeah, same for me. Leadership is very important. When I came in as a freshman for football and baseball, I always looked up to the seniors, so I want to set the same example.
Look, that's so important, and it's not something that you're really able to tell them. You can't sit there and have a conversation with them about that. You've got to show it on the field, too. So when you're out there on the field and you know that a lot of folks are watching you, kind of like right now, that you have those eyes on you. So how important is it for you to do that?
Oh, it's very important. I just try to play my absolute best and give 100% effort every single play.
There you go. Look, away from football, favorite subject in school?
Definitely history. I'm a big history guy.
Are you? Very good. What about yours?
I'm going to be English.
English, okay. Yeah. All right. This is one that I get a quickest response from. What's your least favorite? And don't say teachers. That gets me in trouble here if you do that.
Math. I suck at math.
All right.
Mine would be math, too.
There you go. You just know that you go to the stick. You don't count the 10 yards. You just go to where the yard marker's at.
Exactly.
There you go. What do you look forward to this week and moving forward on the season?
I look forward to getting a lot of wins the rest of the season, go undefeated every single week.
Look, 1-0 each week. That's correct. What do you take into this week knowing that, hey, we're back at home, let's go get it?
Same for me. I want to win every play.
Look, I love it. And he said this was such a great group. Guys, we got a lot of folks to talk to. I appreciate you stopping by without a doubt.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
y'all, and good luck to you this week, okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
We'll be back. We're going to take a quick timeout. That way we can swap and rotate some other kids in here, and then we'll visit with as many as we can. We'll do this right after this. You're watching the Pelican Sports Report here, live from Firehouse Subs on 446 Sports.
Here's your Beal and Hebert starting lineup.
Lance Beal, Turling's Catholic.
Kenny Hebert, Catholic High.
Stephen Williams, STM.
Don Connett, USL.
Alan Haney, Catholic High.
Gabrielle Romero, Sacred Heart.
Beal and Hebert, Acadiana's hometown lawyers.
For over 40 years, Tim's Southern Air of Acadiana has kept homes cool, safe, and running strong, day or night. From expert air conditioning services to dependable whole home generators, our certified team is always ready when you need us most. We're not just technicians, we're neighbors who care. Southern Air of Acadiana, let us bear it. Call 337-339-9661 or visit timsac.com.
Home isn't just a place, it's where life happens. At the Leleux Group, we've helped families take that first big step and then the next. From starter homes to forever homes, we're here for the moments that matter most. Because the best real estate experience doesn't just find you a house, it helps you build a life.
We're back to Firehouse Subs here on a Tuesday night. Excited to be here with our friends from Breaux Bridge. It is the Tiger Takeover on a Tuesday night. Well, that's a lot of T's in there. Anyway, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
My name is Christian Joseph, number 7 and 1. I'm a senior. I play O-line and D-line.
Okay.
My name is Miles Renard. I'm 39, and I'm the kicker.
There you go. All right, so is it always been O-line and D-line? Because he made the comment that if you're playing on the line, you're playing on the line.
No, it was just predominantly D-line. I mean, he didn't truly tell the full story when he first came. It was a little hard to try to get me to switch.
Right.
Now it's just fun. I get to block for guys like Balin. So it's pretty
now, if he came to you and said, we're just going to have you on the O-line or on the D-line, you don't get to play both, what are you saying?
Nah, I'll probably be mad now.
That's right. Sometimes buying into the process is a good thing, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. And you're the kicker on there, too. And he spoke highly of you, too. Tell me about that.
I mean, I just execute and try my best as much as I can and get as many reps in practice as I can.
There you go. When you see this group that's out there fighting on there, you've been at 4 years, and you've
Yes,
been a
sir.
4-year starter, part of
Yes,
this
sir.
program. What has it been like? Because you have had some different head coaches on there
Right.
too. How has that 4 years been?
I mean, last 2 years have been kind of rough. At the beginning, it was just like from learning from the previous guys and the different head coaches and different things. Everybody got their own thing that they're good at, and just learning from. I've been a part to what good enough to watch the older guys and get those live reps when I was younger. So now it ain't too much mental mistakes that I make.
What do you try to leave to some of the younger guys? Because you guys do have a lot of younger players on there. What is it that maybe some of the seniors poured into you that you're trying to leave behind?
That like just to play fast and my job for them, like, because when I was a freshman, like it was just play fast and my seniors was gonna tell me where to go, what to do. So my main job was just to play fast and they gonna handle the thinking for me. So that's really all I try to do. I do the thinking for them, just help them play fast, because the more they playing fast and they ain't got to think, they just rolling.
Well, that takes a lot of the headache off of them. There ain't no doubt
it's a
about
lot
it.
easier.
Yeah, that's right. What's in your time? You've been 2 years started that
Sir.
you've been there too. What's your time like at Breaux Bridge? Tell me about the school life that's there.
School life is, I mean, it's really amazing. The students, they're really nice. Like when we get a win and everything, they come talk to us. They're like, "Good job. I know y'all did. Y'all executed really good." It's an eventful.
What do they do
school.
if you don't get a win? Are they rough on you? That's
I mean, a little bit, yeah.
right. Tell them, come on,
I
get
mean,
out there.
You just, yeah,
That's-
basically, because they too scared. They don't want to play.
Right.
It's like, there's no point.
Look, I got you. Homecoming week, you see a lot of those that have left that are coming back on here too. How special is that for you guys?
I mean, yeah, it's pretty special. Like you get to see all the guys that came before us. Like some of our parents made a play there, uncles, cousins. So it's just to have them all out there, have a lot of people out there to watch, see what we're gonna do on Friday.
Do you hear a lot of those stories of back when I was your age, this, and back when I was there, this?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, one of those years, Coach Gabe would probably tell you. My dad was a state MVP. I think they made it to the only team to make it to state. So
Right.
I had a lot of
You're
stories.
gonna hear.
Him talking about it. I was an MVP, defensive MVP, all state. So I hear a lot of it.
I got you. That's got to make the Thanksgiving Day football games in the yard pretty tough. Been
Yeah.
pretty competitive at the house.
A lot of talking.
that's I can only imagine. Look, that's all right. So here's a question, and if you have to think about it a minute too, the time from your freshman year to now goes like that. All right. If you had the opportunity and you're sitting next to your freshman self as a senior, what are you telling you?
Don't wait till it's too late to do the extra stuff. Like the extra stuff take you from a long way. Like I really like my junior, the beginning of my junior year is when I really tried to develop myself better to be an athlete, not just a football player. And of course, I started that going into my junior year, and that's when Coach Pierce came around. It wasn't just about being a better football player; it's about a better athlete.
I love it. The better athlete, better person. That's
sir.
that's the difference. What do you go back and tell a younger you?
I would tell myself to work harder, more in the weight room, lift more weights, and do everything as much as I can.
It goes like that. It definitely does. So enjoy this last little bit of time. All right, away from football, you've heard me ask that question. Favorite subject? It's got to be one. It's got to be one of them you like. Which one of them do you like less than the other ones? There you go.
Probably like history. She's a great teacher, Coach Laura.
There you go. All right.
I would say it's probably science.
Probably
I'm
science.
a science guy.
All right. Is there a memory away from football that you guys have of your time at Breaux Bridge?
I mean, not really, because like before you start, I've been playing, so it's just the brotherhood with some of these guys that I'm if I ever remember the memories we have.
What's the bus rides back like? Because if I ask folks about their favorite memories, it's the bus ride back home.
Yeah, those just like, especially when it's good. When you're winning, it's fun. when you lose it, when
It
you
sucks.
lose it, you can hear a pencil drop.
Right.
So,
I got you. Well, look, it's been a pleasure getting to visit with you guys. We appreciate you coming out tonight. Wish you the best of luck at homecoming this week and throughout the rest of the season, and we're going to be keeping an eye on you on there.
Yes, sir.
All right, there you go. And look, don't let Dad talk. Just go Thanksgiving. Go get him out there. Appreciate you guys. Don't go anywhere. We're rolling through this. It is Breaux Bridge Tiger Night here at Firehouse Subs. You still got a little bit of time to make it out. Come out and join us. We are on Kaliste Saloom each and every Tuesday night. We'll see you right after this.
Here's your Beal and Abear starting lineup.
Lance Beal, Turley's Catholic.
Kenny Abear, Catholic High.
Stephen Williams, STM.
Don Connett, USL.
Alan Haney, Catholic High.
Gabrielle Romero, Sacred Heart.
Beal and Abear, Acadiana's hometown lawyers.
You can start a rewarding career as an emergency medical technician sooner than you think. The National EMS Academy, a division of Acadian Ambulance, can train you in just 12 weeks at their campuses in Alexandria, Baton Rouge, Covington, Lafayette, Lake Charles, New Orleans, and Thibodaux. Students who complete the class and pass the National Registry exam are eligible to work for Acadian Ambulance. Classes start soon. Learn more at becomeamedic.com.
At Guillory Chiropractic, we offer a variety of services to help you feel your best. From chiropractic adjustments for back pain relief to prenatal care during pregnancy, our team is dedicated to providing personalized treatment plans. We also specialize in sports injury rehabilitation and can assist with post-accident recovery. Whether it's routine checkups or specialized care, Guillory Chiropractic has the expertise and compassion you need to achieve optimal health. Contact us today to schedule an appointment at our Lafayette or Church Point locations.
For over 40 years, Tim's Southern Air of Acadiana has kept homes cool, safe, and running strong, day or night. From expert air conditioning services to dependable whole home generators, our certified team is always ready when you need us most. We're not just technicians, we're neighbors who care. Southern Air of Acadiana. Let us bear it. Call 337-339-9661 or visit timsac.com.
And we are back live at Firehouse Subs here on Kaliste Saloom. Again, I told you we'd be here next week. We won't. We'll be in the Firehouse Subs in Carencro, but still a Firehouse Subs. And big thanks to the folks that allow us to come out here on Tuesday nights and visit with them and the teams that come in. Of course, we're brought to you by the Leleux Group. For all your real estate needs, check out AcadianaIsHome.com. If you're buying or selling or looking for investment or rental properties, they can take care of everything. AcadianaIsHome.com. All right, two more of them that have made it in here. And you guys, from what I understand, are not the upperclassmen. So there might be a little bit of nerves in here. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
My name Diego. Oh, my God. My name Diego LeBlanc, and I'm a sophomore.
Okay.
Leighton Champagne, I'm a freshman. I play linebacker.
All right, there you go. So you got a great senior class that we've seen. There's definitely some, and we talked about what they want to leave to the younger group. What is it playing with some of those older guys?
Honestly, kind of enjoying. It's a learning process. As a younger classman, you gotta learn all these new things and really put yourself out there a lot more often because sooner or later your time's gonna come up. And
that's right.
You just got to be ready for it.
Look, and you get to go, you guys are going at it every day in practice on there, too. What is it like going against some of those guys?
It's good for us younger people. You're learning off of them because they're more experienced. It's better for us, more experience for us.
When you see Coach Pierce talk about the tradition and these older guys talking about the tradition that was from there, what does it mean to you guys, and what are you trying to hold in and say, you know what, we want to build this as well. We want to be a part of this.
In my opinion, it's like really, I remember when I was younger and I went to my first Breaux Bridge high school game, it was big crowds. People were energetic, happy,
Right.
And it really set my path to, you know, wanting to play football, you know, because on top of that, you know, my uncle played for a little while before he got, you know, some stuff going on. But really seeing that, you know, what the culture has led up to from here to then is different. And when he talks about the culture from the past, it really meant something, you know. It laid out a foundation.
Right. When you hear the experience and the years that Coach Cormier has with him too, and I don't think there's anybody that knows Breaux Bridge tradition like he does. Does that make you tune in a little bit more to that?
Yeah, he sets the tone for all of us. Make sure we can be the best we can be.
There you go. What do you think that the one thing or two things that you've got to work on now to get yourself better, going to your junior year, going to your sophomore year?
I really feel like it's leadership because, you know, sophomores going to juniors, and those juniors becoming seniors, and then seniors are, you know, going out into the real world, going, you know, either to college or going in the workforce. In my opinion, it's more like, you know, what can we do to get better, and what, you know, how we can lead up the lower classmen to become great leaders, and how to do all these things that make us better every day.
That's right.
Yeah, just keeping it Breaux Bridge as itself a good community, and like just keeping it.
Well, that's good. You talk about the community on there too. Talk about that game. I guess it was week 2. The crowd and the way they were in that big comeback.
Honestly, that game was really shaping us because really when we first walked in there, you know, we were, I think, down 13 points, and we started putting our own points up on there, and then right around halftime, we said, it's all or nothing right here. This is a home game. This is our town. We ain't going to let no one come up in here and break our house up. So we went out there, played ball, and from the score, it looks like we won.
There you go. That's right. How did the crowd, seeing the crowd respond?
The crowd it was hype. Everybody just came together that day, and it's all worked out.
There you go. Well, I appreciate you guys stopping by too. The future of Breaux Bridge, I like where it's going. I do. I see that with Coach Pierce, with the younger guys that are coming up, that group of seniors that's pouring into you guys. There's going to be a time where you've got freshmen and sophomore that you guys are having to lead, and so I would gather as much of that information as you could to pass along. Now, you haven't been there that long, so it might be more difficult. Favorite subjects on there?
Oh Lord, honestly, I think math really.
Okay.
I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah, I'll say history.
History. A lot of folks like history over there. I like to see that. That's probably one of my more favorite ones as well. I wasn't a science guy at all on there. What's your favorite thing to eat here?
Oh God, I really haven't been here that much, but I think
Did you eat tonight?
Oh yeah.
So that might be your favorite then. What was it? What did you have tonight?
Turkey bacon ranch.
That's not a bad one.
That's the Firehouse meatball sub.
I've not. That's one of the ones I have not had. Is the Firehouse meatball sub. That may be the one that we get tonight. Guys, appreciate you stopping by here. It's great visiting with you. Looking forward to visiting with you more as we do this again.
Me too, sir.
All right, very good. Guys, we'll be back for our final segment. We'll get Coach Pierce back over here, and we'll wrap things up here. We are on the Pelican Sports Report, live from Firehouse Subs and Kaliste Saloom. We'll be right back right after this.
Here's your BLNA Bears starting lineup.
Home isn't just a place, it's where life happens. At the Leleux Group, we've helped families take that first big step and then the next. From starter homes to forever homes, we're here for the moments that matter most. Because the best real estate experience doesn't just find you a house, it helps you build a life.
At Guillory Chiropractic, we offer a variety of services to help you feel your best. From chiropractic adjustments for back pain relief to prenatal care during pregnancy, our team is dedicated to providing personalized treatment plans. We also specialize in sports injury rehabilitation and can assist with post-accident recovery. Whether it's routine checkups or specialized care, Guillory Chiropractic has the expertise and compassion you need to achieve optimal health. Contact us today to schedule an appointment at our Lafayette or Church Point locations.
You can start a rewarding career as an emergency medical technician sooner than you think. The National EMS Academy, a division of Acadian Ambulance, can train you in just 12 weeks at their campuses in Alexandria, Baton Rouge, Covington, Lafayette, Lake Charles, New Orleans, and Thibodaux. Students who complete the class and pass the National Registry exam are eligible to work for Acadian Ambulance. Classes start soon. Learn more at
When it comes to celebrating big moments, BK Distributors has you covered. From eye-catching fathead decals and senior banners to custom cutouts that bring your favorite faces to life, we help make memories larger than life. Cheer loud and proud with hand fans and personalized signs, or honor achievements with awards and trophies that shine just as bright as the people who earn them. Whether it's for your school, your team, your business, or your community, BK Distributors delivers quality, creativity, and service you can trust. BK Distributors, where every moment deserves to stand out.
And we are back, final segment of the evening here from Firehouse Subs, and it has been a great night at the Tiger Takeover here, and Coach Pierce joins us back over here. Coach, we met a lot of you guys tonight, visited with a lot of them on here too, but I know this isn't everybody that's on the team. Who are some other guys that you're excited about?
Well, you know, we do have a lot of guys that have stepped in as freshmen that are sophomores this year and different things, and, you know, a lot of the guys that stand out, those they might be sophomores, but they aren't sophomores to us. Like I tell them, they almost feel like they're the junior and senior group. And we have a guy, Pop, his real name's Dacoan Celestine, and, you know, he's played everything from corner to free safety to wide receiver to everything. He all-out effort guy, and, you know, he's one of the guys that, again, has some really good size to him, some length. He's a multi-sport athlete guy, and, you know, he's the type of guy that you'd really, you know that his leadership and just his lead by example as a sophomore is somebody that, you know, the kids know and going to respect. And we have another sophomore who started every game as a freshman last year, and Percy Moultrie, who's another guy who is quickly becoming a key cog, not just for our defensive identity, but also our offensive special teams. You know, and he's a big guy. He's an interior guy that has all the tools and the strength that, you know, as a sophomore, it's scary to think what he might be in the next year or two. And but just, you know, a lot of youth, a lot of core guys that for us, you know, are really turning into being the backbone of this team that takes a little bit off of the numbers that we don't have with the seniors. You know, and like one junior that we have who's a basketball guy who's always played football, but he just keeps getting better and better and better, is Nelson Borrell. He's a tight end. Last week we threw him at outside linebacker. He's played safety. And, you know, he's the guy that you kind of look at and you say he might have every reason to say he's a basketball guy that plays football. And now I think he's solidified himself to say he's a football player that also plays basketball. And he's a basketball player that also goes and, you know, will go and do some track stuff. And, you know, that's the type of things that we want. We want guys to go and experience other sports. You know, with this little accent that I'd have down here, like they don't need to hear me all year. I want them to go. You know, Coach Gabe and everything, Coach Kyle, what they've all built in the back with baseball. You know, it's another leadership role. It's another coach. It's another team. It's other individuals. It's a different athletic movements. You know, and so for us, it's huge that whenever they come back to football, though, they're back to football, you know, and that's the thing that really for us I think stands out with this younger group especially is, you know, don't just put all your eggs in one basket. You know, selfishly, do I want the football? Yes, I do. I want them every single day. I want them every single hour, and let's work out. Let's do football stuff. But I know deep down that's not gonna be what our calling card is, and you know, for us, it really is. It's where can I? You might not be a leader on the football team because maybe you're a little undersized, but then you might go be one of the better athletes on the field or have something in your leader on the baseball, and now you're just taking all those core strengths from it. And, you know, the way that we kind of have everything with Breaux Bridge between the football, basketball, you know, baseball and track is just to try to gel. And these kids only have 4 years. You know, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Go do it. Go have fun. And then,
Look, I'm gonna tell you, that
and
philosophy isn't always there at a lot of these schools. They're fighting for these kids and say, hey, you're a basketball kid, you're gonna stay and play basketball. Don't go do that because you might get hurt.
It is, and you know, but what's so crazy is that you know, and Coach Gabe, as a baseball coach, will tell you, you know, you look at these colleges, and during a game, Georgia, LSU, Alabama, they're going to have something of multi-sport athletes, something that they also do track, something that they've done this and that. And, you know, you look at all the good quarterbacks and things like
they've always done something.
You know, yeah, he was a Major League Baseball draft pick, the one that was from Michigan that was in front of Tom Brady and them. I forget his name, but, you know, he was the MLB pick. And then, of course, was it Drew Henson or somebody like that? Well, anyways, you know, you've got guys that go and make names for themselves, and then they come in and they have success with football. But a lot of it's just the
Mahomes
mentality.
Wasn't terrible in baseball,
exactly.
my friend. He was a good one.
And you know, and that's, but for us, for Breaux Bridge, though, it really isn't just about. And I think that's the one thing that me and Coach Gabe have kind of known before. You know, I knew I was going to say yes. Like I heard what he said earlier, but of course, you want to make sure you have ducks in a row. But that was one of the things that was nice to know, though, is that I'm going to have a head baseball coach that's going to help, and somebody that I admire as not just a coach, but just as a friend and as a human being, you know. And so for me, it's to have that on our side. We're going to go pull in the same direction. You know, we got a basketball coach, Coach Lorenzo Williams. It's the same thing. We're all pulling in the same direction, and it makes it fun because at the end of the day, it's about Breaux Bridge. It's not about Breaux Bridge football or Breaux Bridge baseball.
That's right.
It's about the whole community. And of course, let's be real. If you have a good class and good people coming in, it makes all your sports better anyways. You know, your track team's good whenever you have some good athletes.
They're 100%. And that phone still rings from these college guys and these coaches, and they're asking, hey, what kind of kid are they and what else they play?
Exactly. That's the first two questions.
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
you know.
And look, we'd have to go another hour on this segment before I talk about the ruination of what year-round sports have done on, I don't care if it's baseball or basketball or whatever it is.
Football slowly becoming as well.
Look, it drives me crazy because these kids, they're 14 to 18-year-old kids, they've still got to be themselves and they've got to enjoy. There's more. I get grief for this because I covered up, but there's more to their high school lives than just football or baseball or basketball. There's life.
Yes, and you know, and I think for us, it's more tools in your tool bag whenever you go. You know, if they just had me as a football coach for 4 years, I think they miss out on everything that Coach Gabe and what they've got in the back has to do. And you know, it might be the difference of maybe they pick something up from me and pick something from them. And you know, if they're running their own company or managing or supervisor, and it's hard to see that until you really just sit down and think about it. And you know, it's kind of a weird analogy, but like we had a dog he was terrible. Right? He just wouldn't listen and anything like that. And we take him to a dog trainer, and then of course you ask the dog trainer and you pick the brains, and they're giving you the most common sense, like why didn't I think about that? And you feel dumb behind it, but it's like you just literally never felt about going about it that way, you know. And you know, I feel like some of that with my kids too, but I might treat them with some of the tactics that the dog trainer told me. But
look,
you know, just if you don't think about it, you really don't think about it.
When I can read a story that I do 20 times and it's perfect, and I'll post it, and my wife will go, why didn't you do that? What happened? Why'd you misspell that? I was like, okay. But that's right. It's a different set of eyes on something. You're going to learn something. Or even, you know, my kids growing up, I'd tell them something, and it was one way, and somebody else would tell them, they're like, oh, the light would go off.
It just clicks. Yes.
I've been telling you that for 10 years. But it is, and it makes for a more well-rounded person. Not just a player, but a person.
It is.
So kudos to you guys at Breaux Bridge for all of that.
Yeah, and that's you know, and that's really, I think, for us, you know, we have to put in that perspective of if you build the kind of a man, your program reflects it, you know. And but again, it's built through leadership. It's about through the little things, and you know, we even changed some things up this week that's going to help hopefully just kind of build the culture. And sometimes if there's not traditions there, as a coach, is fun because you're just going ahead and set the traditions of what you want from it. And, you know, like honestly, this week was just as simple as, you know, before we even go out to practice or on the weight room or watch film, like there's absolutely nothing on the floor. Your cleats are not, well, the cleats are probably on, but, you know, the shoes are on the locker, everything, nothing's on the floor. So that way when everybody comes in, there should be nothing that's ever left because we don't do it. And those little things, you know, I think are winning habits, but you kind of have to start at those small and win them. And it's easy to do something for 1 week, 2 weeks. Can we make that into, you know, when some of these freshmen and sophomores, am I still harping on it from 2 years from now? If I'm still harping on it, we're still not there.
Right.
If that is a part of a standard and then the next building block off of that goes, then I think we'll be right where we need to be, which is the winning on the field because of those habits.
Well, I love it, and it's been a great night. You know, I don't know if you heard the talk we had with Coach Cormier that it told us, he said he wasn't going to take no for an answer. He was going to keep calling until you said yes about it. So
well, I can be a tease sometimes.
So they got the right man for the program, and we're excited. Just keep an eye on your guys tonight. I know that they may not necessarily be home for curfew.
Exactly.
But it's homecoming week here. And Coach Tyler Pierce and the Breaux Bridge Tigers in the house tonight on the Pelican Sports Report. And, Coach, we certainly appreciate you coming out and taking time to be here on the show.
Oh, thank y'all. And then especially with Mr. Mike here at Firehouse Subs. That is so appreciative and awesome place. So good food.
Yeah, oh, look, that's the problem. I'm at a different restaurant every night doing a show, so I need to get, well, I do have a weight loss. I have an athletic club that's a sponsor of ours, too. He said he'd see me after the season, so I have that going for us. Guys, next Tuesday night, we will be at the Karen Crow store. Make sure that you come out and visit us over there at Firehouse Subs in Karen Crow. Karen Crow is going to be there that night. So they're on the clock before we'll be back here for LCA and Lafayette High. Then we go back over for Cecilia, and then we've got Catholic New Iberia before Week 11 is our playoff show. So you won't want to miss that, and that will be here at this. But for all of you guys from Breaux Bridge that made it in, thank you. Looking forward to a great season and continued success there. Coach Tyler, we appreciate you coming out again,
thank you
my
so
friend.
much.
Without a doubt. Firehouse Subs, thank you all and all of our sponsors, the Leleux Group, for bringing the Pelican Sports Report to you. It's going to wrap it up. So we'll see you next week. Don't forget, a lot of football on this